our captains can take care of themselves. That's hot. Dire Dragons. All my money on them. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with more Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai never dies, but Miyagi-Do is best. Never forget. Well, welcome back. If you guys have watched some former seasons with me, if it's your first time here, welcome. For those who are not familiar with me, The Karate Kid is my favorite movie ever. I've watched it. I'm talking about the OG, the one from the 80s. Favorite movie ever. Watched it multiple times. That's what got me into Cobra Kai. Love this show. This is the second of 3 parts, and we've got 5 episodes that have dropped, so I'm excited to get into those, and then we'll have our final part of it next year sometime. But in the first act, essentially, we have the new dojo, which is Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang, and whatever the heck that Chosen was bringing into it, preparing for the Sekai Taikai, which is this big competition. And we also saw on the other side that Silver was also finding a new group to bring to this because he wants to try to get Cobra Kai back yet again. And things are not going smoothly on either side, but the teams have been chosen. Miyagi-Do did end up picking people, although there was a little bit of foul play involved as far as a certain person's place. And then we also see that Daniel was dealing with the personal crises because he discovered that Mr. Miyagi had a past he was not aware of and one that he did not expect him to have. Him and Johnny are on differing pages again because they're not too happy with the way that they're handling certain things as far as the students, which nothing else is new there. And outside of that, Tori decided to jump over to Kreese's side because of some issues that happened in her personal life. And then we see that Kreese, the people that he's recruited are some Korean kids. And one of them is particularly bad news, who he wants to encourage to be as bad as possible because he thinks that's the only way he can win. And I'm excited to see where we're going to go. So let's get into episode 6. Even though it's episode 1 of part 2, but it's episode 6 of this season, which is called Benvinguts a Barcelona. I think I said that completely wrong, and I apologize if I offended anybody. But let's jump into it right now.
Welcome, competitors, sensei, sponsors, and esteemed guests to Barcelona. This year's greatest karate tournament, the Sekai Taikai.
Daniel, I'm going to need you to focus, please. Personal crises later.
Team events begin tomorrow.
Did you know?
Each event counts,
No.
and they will all be a surprise.
Give Robbie the benefit of the doubt, please. But seriously, Robbie, break up with her. I don't know what to tell you. You could do better.
Good luck, and welcome to the Sekai Taikai.
I love that he has to say the Sekai part so long. Listen, Robbie, don't look surprised. Like, this girl has been trouble and you know it.
What a shit show this is, man. You know, Tori's here because of you.
Okay, bye,
Wait
Johnny.
a second. After what we just saw, you're coming after me?
Right?
You know what? If you pull your typical crap here, we are going to get kicked out. You hear me?
That's true.
If Priest gets in our head, we've already lost.
We're not losing. Taking him out of commission.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Out of
You are
commission,
here.
hey? Right back to the 80s?
No, I'll bunk with El Serpiente. Besides, you fart in your sleep.
Erroneous. And he who observed it served it, by the way.
Ooh!
Whoever said the rhyme did the crime.
You just rhymed.
Wow. Smelt it, dealt it. That's where we're back to. Moving on.
You'll see a lot better when you step on the mat tomorrow. Come on, guys. It's not worth it.
Exactly.
Robbie's right. Forget about it.
If they need to do all this outside the ring, that means they ain't got much going on inside.
Should we be worried about him?
No. Robbie's gonna be fine.
I wouldn't be fine.
I mean, what's Robbie gonna do? Force her to stop? Like, she's her own person making her own decisions. I'm not saying he shouldn't be affected. I'm just saying there's not much he can do outside of trying to talk to her. She doesn't want to talk to him. That's as much as he can do right now.
Necesito 9 cabeza de shower. How do you say? Just call me a douche?
No, it's what it's called. Oh, someone tell him.
I know you're struggling,
Do you?
but you made the right decision. You will make your mother proud.
Wow, not the emotional manipulation. Y'all are made for each other.
Talk to any of the sponsors. Just make sure.
Yeah, I know. Miyagi-Do pride, don't be a dumb American. I got it.
All right.
I'll be fine as soon as I get some Spanish chimichangas in me.
So who's gonna tell him chimichangas are regional to Mexico? Okay. Hey, Lewis Tan. He's gonna take both pieces. Protein, baby.
Hey, man, one per customer.
Didn't
Excuse
say
me?
that anywhere.
Took the last 2 steaks.
They'll bring out more.
I'm entitled to enjoy as many pieces as I like.
Yeah?
Period.
Well, maybe I'm entitled to stop you.
Hey. Sorry about that. Excuse me 1 minute.
Yeah, enjoy your steak.
Barcelona.
Sexy.
They're really going out of their way to let us know how special the captain's are.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Are you guys really gonna be jealous? Please.
Punch the toughest guy square in the jaw day 1.
Try that and see what happens.
Smile. Show some emotion.
Show some emotion.
Any idea how old this is?
Based on the design, it appears to be 1950s era.
Really? You can tell that just by looking at it.
It belonged to my sensei.
Must be quite a story.
She's trying to find out. Johnny, please. Johnny, please.
You know, because I went down that modeling road and it leads to nowhere good.
No,
I mean, you were
but what
definitely
I mean is the
very fond in your prime years there. No lies about that.
Very impressive. You jumped out.
Yes. There's a lot of sentimental value here as well as historical value. But it's still deadly in the wrong hands.
Sure.
Or the right hands.
Homie's like, I'm calling the cops.
I seem to remember he helped you when you had no other options.
Okay, but you have options, Tori. Or had.
What options?
I don't know. Not being crazy?
Sam was always going to be the captain, Robbie. They were just waiting for an excuse.
That is not true.
It wasn't.
Look.
And you'll never know now.
You said we'd stick together.
Sam! She's like,
We shouldn't talk about this.
just wandering through the aquarium, just standing here, looking in your general direction, moving my hair out of the way to here.
Everyone knows America is best at everything. Right?
Let them know. Let them know.
Let's see.
Americans do be a little too loud with their boasting sometimes.
He never talked to you about it?
No, never.
Not Daniel having a therapy session with these
Is
people.
this blood?
Nope, just a stain.
Master Serrano.
Who's that?
Exactly.
Serrano, legendary champion.
No one asked you.
On the contrary, some of us have nothing to lose.
You still have your life,
But
Chris.
not you, LaRusso. You've got
Unfortunately.
a lot to lose.
You want to level threats, you son of a bitch?
Come on. Back off.
Hands off of me.
Ah, hey, what's up, Chosen? I thought you were going back to Japan, bro. What's going on?
My guy.
Oh my
Whole night
god.
and ice deep.
No, I think we'll make that virgin. Virgin.
You always walk away from challenges? Or
When
is
it has nothing to do with the
because you're
competition?
bad? You win, you get to my room. I win, I get your room.
You're on.
Rob, how is this good? I'm assuming he's not even. Is he sharing a room with Tori? They wouldn't be doing that. Why does this?
Gambling our rooms away? Isn't that like a team decision?
Not gambling. Getting us an extra room. That's gambling. He's gambling.
Yeah, that is gambling.
I get why you did it.
I'm sure you do, cheater McCheater.
If you want to own this choice, then I can respect that, even if I disagree with it. But just know that when we meet on the mat, whenever that is, I won't hesitate.
I hope that's true. You didn't rip your pants? Don't celebrate yet. He let you go first for a reason. And he's taller than you, bro. You should have taken that into account.
No way.
Natural advantage.
Cobra Kai! Cobra Kai!
I don't feel bad for you, Robbie. I'm sorry. Everyone making poor decisions. Everybody right now on Cobra Kai making poor decisions, or Miyagi-Do.
How come no steak? Isn't that a shame?
They really didn't bring out another steak? What kind of budget place is this?
Where you been and why are you drinking so much?
Oh, he did go to Japan.
I went to
Ah.
Okinawa. Kumiko. I see. Town man.
Did you ask him who he was? Maybe it wasn't what you think.
Oh shit, this is about Kokomo.
I bought flour. That's a flower.
Don't smash it.
I didn't want to get involved, remember? I told you to stay away from Cobra Kai. It's so simple.
Well, if it's so simple, why don't you follow your own advice?
Period.
Come on, I didn't know she was gonna do this.
Really? This is what Kreese does. He played her. And he played you. And you lied to us about it.
Did he lie? Or did he just keep it from you? Because it really wasn't relevant at the time.
I didn't lie. Miguel?
Not everybody falling apart. Team Miyagi-Do's a mess, y'all. No more lactose for you, Dimitri. Please, Johnny, I know you snore. Oh, it's chosen. He's drunk. Leave him alone. Let him sleep it off.
I think we should just focus on karate while we're here.
She's not wrong.
Best for us is what's best for our teams, and vice versa. I need to own my decision to be here.
Listen to you. Listening to Sam. For
This
once.
is a breakup?
No,
It's a break.
a pause.
Make it permanent.
You don't trust Sam, you don't trust our senseis, you don't trust me, you don't trust anyone but yourself.
Or Kreese, apparently. I'm rooting for the West End Warriors.
We call it the Captain's War.
Oh.
I told you how
course.
important your captains will be. So let's see how well you protect them. If you hit the mat, you're out. If one of your captains hit the mat,
Dublin
your
Thunder.
entire team is out.
Damn. Of course.
Cobra Kai. Of course.
Right, random my foot. I'd like to see this so-called randomizer you're using.
I can be on the front line.
No. You
That
just stay
really
back and stay
sucks
focused.
that Tori's giving them insider info.
Do it for each other.
Wipe the smirks off their ugly faces.
They're not ugly. They're just under poor leadership. Oh, he punched her in the tit. I saw it. I thought you had that. No? Good for you, Sam. Cleaning up. Great choreography, boys. And look at your ass getting distracted, which is exactly what they told you not to. Good night.
Miyagi-Do captain down. Miyagi-Do is out.
Just give up the headband, Robbie, please.
Only Cobra Kai and the Iron Dragons remain alive.
Please, Iron Dragons, get your shit. Oh my god. Who's Zangief in the back? Ooh, hello. They got my attention. They said our captains can take care of themselves. That's hot. The Iron Dragons. All my money on them. All my money on them. Show these kids how it's done, please.
I'll take the little girl.
Okay. You do that, Tori, please. Sis, let her know that size doesn't always matter. Good night. Toss his little bitch ass. Bye.
Both Cobra Kai captains go down.
That's what I like to see. That was beautiful. What's your excuse now, Kreese? They weren't hungry enough?
Welcome to Barcelona, bitch.
Ooh! I think I like her. Can you be friends with Sam? What do you have nothing to say? Oh, hi, Louis Chan, you sexy mofo. I'm rooting for him. Sorry. And he's like, and I took your steak too. Don't be mad, Johnny. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Oh, Chad McQueen passed? No way. Maybe that's why he didn't join the show. He might have been sick. Oh, that's sad. Oh, Dutch. We could have used your crazy energy in this show too. Anyway, I hope it was, I hope he didn't suffer much. I hope it was a peaceful passing. All right, well, we are into it. Sekai Taikai is kicking off, but before that, of course, nonsense and hijinks. I think we're seeing that once again, Team Miyagi-Do is a mess. it is an absolute mess. Everybody from the students to the senseis are not able to get on the same page, and it is affecting everything. We see that Daniel is still distracted by this whole thing he found out about Mr. Miyagi. He just really wants to know. It's just eating him up inside that he doesn't know Mr. Miyagi as well as he thought he did. You know, he feels like he was entitled to know the way that this man did everything, the way he thought, the way he felt, the way he, you know, acted. And as I said last season, Daniel needs to understand and respect the fact that Mr. Miyagi had a whole life before he even knew Daniel, as many people do, and that Daniel's not entitled to all of it just because he was a good friend and because Miyagi did consider him to be family. If Miyagi really wanted Daniel to know that aspect of his life, he probably would have communicated it to him. Or maybe he just didn't want to get around to it, but my guess is that it's probably a part of his past he's not proud of, and most of us don't want to talk to people, especially people that we care about and we respect and that we enjoy their company, and we don't want them to judge us in a certain way. Like, it's very natural to want to keep the details of our less than beautiful moments from them. So anyway, Daniel gets distracted because he finds out that they might actually be able to tell him some information about what happened all those years ago, or the kind of person Mr. Miyagi is. And he got a name of somebody, Serrano, I think the name was, of someone who might have an idea. I guess he was someone who would have potentially been part of the Sekai Taikai circa the 40s and 50s, which is when Mr. Miyagi likely competed. So that's still a distraction is the point. But otherwise, Daniel is trying to keep, trying to fix this situation between him and Johnny. Johnny's still angry at him since earlier in the season, and he's saying, we're not working together, we're working beside each other, which of course does not work when you're co-coaching a team. But anyways, Daniel's just trying to keep all the fires put out at the same time, especially because he knows that when it comes to Johnny, that Kreese is a particular trigger. I mean, for both of them really, but Johnny, it's a completely different level. And then we see that Kreese is continuing to push buttons. He wants to get them as mentally unprepared as possible for this particular competition. And it kind of works. We see that Kreese makes a point of saying that, oh, he's got his own blade and that he used to favor Johnny, but now things are different. And he's gonna basically making veiled threats. And Johnny was basically like, in the same vein of, I'm gonna take out Kreese, which I'm like, bro, this is not the mafia here. Like, can we all calm down? Can we all take a step back? But then hilariously, when Daniel sees that the two of them, that's Johnny and Kreese, are going at it, he goes in basically saying he's going to, stop it. And Kreese, of course, pushes the same buttons. Like, it's so funny because everyone right now in this episode, what it showed to me is that so many of these people are still stuck with the same issues they've been struggling with since season 1. And in the case of Daniel and Johnny, triggers that they've been dealing with since they were teenagers, right? With Johnny, it's always about his ego, right? And if you prick his ego and he just loses all sense. With Daniel, it's that temper of his, right? It's better, but his weakness has always been how quickly he gets upset if you poke the right buttons. And that's exactly what Kreese does, right? He just goes in there, he pokes the right buttons, and we see Daniel's like ready to get into his face, calling him an SOB, like all decorum dropped. So honestly, it's like, this is why I miss Mr. Miyagi so much, because he would have the way Mr. Miyagi would have taken the wind out of Kreese's sails so quickly, because he would not give him the energy he's looking for. And it's just, that grounding energy is missing. But anyway, so that's what's kind of going on with the coaches. And then we see Chosen, who went back to Okinawa, showed up here drunk as a skunk. Why? Because he showed up at Kumiko's place, I guess, ready to confess his feelings. And there was a man there in a towel who said that Kumiko was in the shower. So he made the assumption that there must be something going on. This is Kumiko's new man. And he decided to go on a bender all the way to Germany. And I'm almost positive this is a misreading of a situation. It's just too obvious. I mean, maybe not. Maybe Kumiko does have a man, but I just don't think so. Point is, my man could have stuck around and actually spoken to Kumiko to figure out what the situation was, but instead he went and made an assumption and showed up here being a complete mess and understandably not making a great impression on the committee, because between Daniel first of all, I'm going to stop Johnny from yelling at Louis Tan for stealing 2 pieces of steak. He then has to, try to rope in his drunken friends. So far, Miyagi-Do's not giving the best impression at this place. And then if that isn't bad enough, on the student side of things, everyone's reeling over Tori's decision because they had no idea until they showed up here. And Robbie being the one spinning the most. And of course, as you know, in the episode, I was going pretty hard, but honestly, like, if you've been watching me, I'm not a Tori fan. I'm still not. And I don't like her and Robbie together. I just don't think that both of them have got habits and mindsets that are not complementary to each other. Let's put it that way. It's not a good match for many reasons, but digressing. Understandably, Robbie is very upset because that is his girlfriend and he had no idea she was willing to go to these lengths just to, you know, basically do what she wanted to do. And so this, of course, is creating discord within the team because people like Sam and Miguel are feeling like there's like potentially a division of loyalty. Like, can Robbie really be fully on Miyagi-Do's side if his girlfriend is over there? Is he going to go as hard against her? Like, these are valid worries of theirs to have. Plus, they're also wondering whether or not he's being fully honest. Like, did he know this was going to happen? You know, trust has been an issue with this team for a long time for many reasons. But at the same time, I feel like Sam is okay. I'm okay with Sam being somewhat in this place, but Miguel is being a bit of a hypocrite because it wasn't that long ago that he was under Kreese as well, right? Not for long, but the point being, I think he should understand more than anyone how seductive that mindset of Cobra Kai can be, especially if you're not doing well emotionally. But anyway, that's causing discord in the team. Of course, we also have Hawk and Dimitri who are still fighting over this MIT lack of trust thing. And so it's just a lot of messes everywhere. And don't worry, I still have my eyes on you. What's her name there? I'm forgetting her name already, but the one who went to go talk to Tori, the one who stole Kenny's spot. I still got my eyes on you, girl. I still don't trust you. And that's why I'm not mad that Tori kicked your ass. You deserve that. That's for Kenny. And I hope you keep losing because it should have been Kenny. Because Kenny wouldn't have held back. Kenny would have kicked Tori's behind. He don't give a damn. But I digress. So anyways, just a lot of discord, unfortunately. And we see it's to the point where, you know, Robbie's out here betting their hotel rooms when they need the best sleep they can get, giving them up to someone that was a bet he didn't have to take. He didn't have to fall for the bait and the goading. But of course, he's just upset. And, you know, everyone, like I said, is just making poor decisions on this side of the fence at the moment. And then we see that Tori is feeling conflicted, shock. But I'm like, as I said with Daniel and Johnny both making the same type of mistakes that they made since they were teenagers, Tori, who should have come a lot further, is right back to making these rash decisions and looking at the consequences later. Like, after everything that happened earlier this season with Johnny trying to get them to make up and them both trying to talk about where they both been making poor decisions, Tori almost going to jail and losing so much because of rash decisions, you would think at this point she would maybe think thrice about jumping into bed with Kreese, who she knows is bad news again. But no, jumps in, makes a rash decision, and now that she's feeling some of those consequences, she's like, oh, maybe this wasn't a good idea. You think, Tor? You think? Oh, I don't want everyone to hate me. I don't want everyone to hate Robbie. What did you think was going to happen? But you know what? I'll give her this much. She's a teenager, and teenagers do not have the gift of foresight in the way that you start to have when you get older. I understand that that's kind of the age when all of us make a lot of decisions without thinking about the repercussions. But Tori has been through a lot more than most, so I do expect a little bit more from her. But anyway, we see that she's like, yeah, I did this because I felt like this was my only chance to compete, and I'm doing this to make my mother proud, which is like, okay, sis, I'm not saying you shouldn't become a good fighter if you feel like that's what your mom wants, but just the timing, like the fact that she won't listen to anyone is the issue. Like, you know, when Robbie came to her and said, hey, why didn't you talk to me about this? And she's like, oh, because you would have talked me out of it, and I have to do this. And it's like, or maybe he would have made you realize that you can still make your mom proud without fighting emotionally, because you were literally grieving and you were already fighting like a crazy person when you were trying to fight Sam. So clearly you're not in the right headspace. Like, she didn't want to hear logic is my point. And this is why I said that it's like she didn't learn anything since she was introduced back in season, what was that, 2 or whatever? So anyway, it's just frustrating. But anyway, I love that Sam had that talk with her where she said, look, I'm disappointed more than anything. Like, I'm not angry at you. I'm disappointed because I thought we'd crossed the bridge. I thought we were doing better now, and you're reverting back to what I remember. And honestly, she's like, if you feel like this was the right decision, stand in that. And I will respect it. I won't like it, but I'll respect it. But just know that you got to accept the consequences, which might include me beating your ass on the mat. And I hope that you're not going to get upset about that. All right. And then you see it, oh, it shouldn't come to that. Really, girl? What do you think is happening right now? What do you, and then it hit me that she's not thinking. But anyways, Sam's words actually sank in a little bit for her. And then later on when Robbie went to go see her, which understandable, he just wants to figure out what the heck is going on with her. And she's like, look, we can't be doing this during the tournament because it's not helping you and your team. It's not helping my team. We're on opposite sides at the moment because this is a competition. So we should hit the pause button on whatever we are. And then when this is all said and done, we figure it out. Robbie doesn't like this. And I get it. Like, being effectively broken up over a tournament sucks, but I don't disagree with Tori on that one. Like, for both of them, it's causing issues in their team, especially because they're not clear on what the rules are either. I don't know at this point that Robbie would actually fight properly against Tori, or vice versa. I don't think either of them is in that mindset right now. So it's very valid that she's saying we should draw a line somewhere. Do I think it's going to help? No. At this point, like, they're too emotionally involved, but I understand where she was mentally coming from with it. But yeah, outside of that, we just see that, the Cobra Kai kid, I can't remember his name. He's just, the Korean kid, he's just going and just doing what he can to stir trouble, and it's working because Miyagi-Do is a mess at the moment. So until they can get it together, his antics are going to continue. But almost all of it was made right at the end of the episode when we see a new challenger entering the ring, that of the what are they called? Iron Dragons. The Iron Dragons, led by none other than the ridiculously beautiful Louis Tan. Love to see you there, boy. Anyway, yeah, he's apparently the stake stealer, but his team is no joke. I loved how they did that whole thing where they had the lineup, and you know, you got Cobra Kai thinking they're gonna go in, you know, all hot and heavy, and the rest of them leave, and they're like, nah, we don't have to defend our captains. Don't worry about it. They're captains for a reason. They're gonna show you why they're captains and why they don't need us to shield them. And sure enough, taken out quickly, decisively, just beautifully. And I loved it, especially for the taunter there on Cobra Kai, the Korean kid who just feels the need to get in everyone's face. I like that he got humbled quickly and decisively. No smack talk. These people didn't spare them a glance until it was over. And then the girl looking at Tori and saying, "Welcome to Barcelona." She's like, we're here to play serious karate here. I don't have no beef with you. I don't even know you. My job is to wipe the floor with you. And then Louis Tan just standing in the back, just looking at him like a villain, just giving a little wink to Johnny, like, and I ate your steak too. Like, I loved it. So yeah, they've got some real problems here. Whether it's Cobra Kai or Miyagi-Do that make it further in this competition, Iron Dragons are going to definitely be the team to beat. And I'm interested to see how Louis Tan's going to mix in with this dynamic. I do like him as an actor, and if you know anything about him, he's actually a martial artist as well, so I have no doubt he's probably going to have at least one good fight scene in this. At least I hope so. But I'm glad he got this. This is fun. This is up his alley of martial arts, and probably something that he's also been influenced by as a kid who grew up wanting to be an actor. So anyways, good start to the Sekai Taikai, but I guess the theme, as I said, is that Miyagi-Do needs to get it together, and they need to do it quickly. Otherwise, they are definitely going to get the floor mopped with them very quickly in this tournament. So, but yep, good episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I will see you in the next one.